Welcome to the Sisters of Stardust, our D&D campaign we do live here on TikTok every week on Tuesday at 7:30 Mountain Standard Time. I'm Zach, the Dungeon Master, and with me as always is my awesome sister, and I'll let her introduce herself.
I'm Amanda. I'm Deidra Shimmerstone. I am a storm sorcerer, halfling with the Mark of Healing.
And last time when we played, we had Deidra. So the session before that, she had just saved the girl. We're going to call her Tumbly because it's just easier to remember her name being Tumbly. But her real name is Tulane, we figured out, but she's called Tumbly too because that was her name that her captor gave her. But Tumbly had just barely gotten saved from this captor who's using some mind control magic on her, and she got brought back to Helena, the hometown of Deidra. And so she had been living there a couple of weeks, and they figured out that there were a lot of different types of magical things going on where she lived, and it's a very common thing for people to think that their children were replaced in this particular town, which is named Huckleberry. So Deidra decided to take Tumbly to Huckleberry, and once they got there, they started looking around, and they actually ran into a couple magical things right off the bat. So they talked to this human who had offered to take them fishing, and right after they left, they're like, yeah, we'll meet here tonight to go fishing. Like, they just made a friend in town. They quickly figured out from a telepathic voice that was not just a normal guy trying to take people fishing. He was actually a guy luring people out to go and eat them. So, dodged a bullet there. But they ended up meeting this woman who was in disguise in the town. They gave her a tuft of her hair, and Deidra decided to go and look around town while this girl finished up doing her jobs in town, which was basically just making sure this guy doesn't lure people to their death. So during this time, they found a crossbow smith, and they asked him, hey, how much is it for a crossbow? And they didn't have enough gold at the time. And so they offered to do a job for him, which was go to the oil well and get him some oil. After that, they went and met up with this woman who they learned's name was Jeanette. And Jeanette is also a magically gifted person, or a magically gifted halfling in this area. So after meeting up with Jeanette, they were like, hey, do you know what's up with the magic here? And Jeanette actually did know what was going on. She was like, so there's this big dark stone in a cavern that's been like morphing people and giving them powers. And she talked about how the guy she'd been tracking and making sure it didn't eat people got those powers. And she talked about how some goblins had gotten those powers, and they were actually living in the cavern at that time. So they ended up going to the cavern to try and investigate this giant stone, which, well, they later figured out it was huge. But they fought a bunch of goblins, and Deidra actually ended up going down in that battle. And she ended up getting stabilized by Tumbly, and Jeanette and Tumbly ended up fighting the rest of these goblins. And for this campaign, I've actually been letting Amanda use the sidekick rules, so she does control these other characters, when they're in combat. She was not controlling Jeanette last time, because Jeanette's not really one of her sidekicks yet, but she did say, after they ended up getting to the stone, that she goes where the stone goes. So if they end up taking the stone to Helena, Jeanette's probably going to become a sidekick. So, where was I? After fighting all these goblins, they stabilize Deidra, and they take her down to the stone, and they try to figure out how to move it. Deidra does a couple of like lightning whips to try and pull it, so she's using the lightning lore spell. And that wasn't really working out too well, so they discussed a little bit. They're like, do we know anything that can move this? And Jeanette actually brought up the fact that there is a giant metal carriage at a stable, and so they discussed the idea of stealing this carriage and taking the stone back. So they decided to go back to town, and Jeanette basically said she's going to keep tabs on this guy during the day, and Tumbly and Deidra are going to go to this oil well. And then later in the night, we'll see if they go and try and get this, carriage. So yeah, we will start. I guess we're still in the cave, unless you want to move somewhere else.
This all sounds so exciting.
I know.
It's almost like I wasn't there.
Well, like, it was a really good session. It was just we had a lot of distractions last time, and it was not in a bad way. You get what I mean.
No, it was good.
Yeah.
It was good. It was a really good session, but yeah, we did have a lot of distractions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I think that we left the cave. Well, I mean, we talked about leaving the cave, but...
Yeah, so... we took a rest in the cave, I know that, and so you're allowed to leave, you can still be there, whatever you feel like is better to pick up, but Jeanette wants to keep...
Do I have all my hit points back?
Yeah, so you have all your hit points and everything back.
Okay. So let's just go our separate ways. Like, she needs to head to the inn to go take care of her thing, and we're, Tulane and I will go to this oil well. And she told us, Jeanette told us where it was, right?
Yeah, so she knows the way to the oil well. She did say she hasn't been there for a few months, but she knows the way. So if you want her to lead you, she can, but she does want to keep tabs on the disguised man.
Ogre. Okay. Okay, can she just draw us like a little map or something?
Yeah. Let me see how good her map skills are here. Okay, so she gives you a very basic map. Basically, so for lack of a better term, it's just a list of landmarks that you're going to look for on your way there, is what she gives you. She doesn't really draw anything out. She gives you that. She also pulls another tuft of her hair out like she did last time, and she's like, if you have any questions, you can ask me.
Okay. Cool. So let's, Tulane and I will make our way there, I guess.
Okay.
And we'll meet her back at the inn when we're done.
Alright, so for your journey there, just based off of the instructions, go ahead and give me either a survival check, or what else do I... Just do, survival.
Okay. 14.
14. I rolled a 14, so perfect. You actually end up, it's a little struggly as you're going through, like, these landmarks, but you do find them. You're like, okay, we're going the right way. And you end up you do get there with no issues. You don't run into anything strange on the way. What am I saying? I'm assuming this is the morning when you're going.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, you haven't run into anything weird or anything like that. No strange occurrences on your way there. As you approach, you actually do see it looks like a log cabin, and there is a small oil well on the opposite side. So it looks like how we would imagine an oil well looking, just very small. It's got like that little horse head that cranks, if you know what I'm talking about. There is that there, and then there is a circular metal, what's the word I'm looking for? Cistern? Is a cistern what I would call it? I don't know. It's a cylindrical oil holder that isn't a barrel because it's way bigger than a barrel. If that makes sense.
Okay.
I couldn't find the word, so I'm just being fast. This cabin has a door that's shut, and you can actually see that there is oil like seeping from the top of this cylinder.
Okay. He wanted us to just get him a couple gallons of oil, right?
Yeah. He said a couple flasks.
Okay. Do I have anything to put those in?
If you have any flasks in your inventory, you can use those, but if you don't,
I thought I
guess
did
we'll
have
something.
Someone gave me bottles for something. No, that's the other character.
Oh, okay. Other campaign?
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
I don't remember which one I leveled up in. Okay.
You leveled up in as your other character.
No, I know, but I don't remember what I subclassed in.
Oh, we can talk about. I haven't done the pages or anything.
So, I was gonna say have a bag of holding, but that's the other character too. Couple flasks. Okay, can I roll investigation to see if there's anything around here that I can hold stuff in?
Yeah, go ahead and give me an investigation.
13.
13. Okay, so as you start looking around, so this is outside the cabin still.
Uh-huh.
You are still in a marshy area, even though there is a lot of oil here. There is actually oil surrounding the ground, on the ground everywhere. You're not really seeing any type of metal thing to hold it in, or an oil bag or anything on the outside here. But you do notice that apart from the oil the cylindrical thing being filled up, there is a ton of oil within the swampy area. So it's not just mud, it's mud and oil.
Okay. So let's go into this little cabin and see if we can find anything in there.
Okay, so as you walk up to this cabin door, there is actually some markings on the door. And the markings actually say they say abandoned well, danger.
Okay. No fire. Got it.
So are you you just want to try and open the door?
Yeah.
Okay, so the door is locked when you go to pull it.
Well, that's rude. Do I have any tools? Does Tulane have any tools?
Tulane, so I don't think Tulane has any tools. The other character had a brewer's supply. But Tulane, yeah, she doesn't have anything. I wouldn't say she has any type of tool proficiency, if that makes sense.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to break the door.
Okay. How are you trying to break that door?
I'm gonna hit the handle with my dagger.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit.
I got a 19 to hit low.
Then add damage too.
Okay, so 1d4 plus 2.
And the door is a wooden door, just so you know.
6.
6. Okay, so you start chopping at this door handle, and you're it's starting to break, but it's not quite broken yet. But if you work a little bit, you can make your way through. What's your passive perception for me?
10.
10. Okay, I'm checking something.
Something bad's gonna happen.
No, don't worry. This thing, I rolled terrible for it. On the other side, you actually do hear squash, squash, squash.
Okay, so I'm gonna knock.
Okay. So you knock, and on the other side, you hear a gurgling sound. It's ooh, I can't even do it. Wow.
Ew.
No, not a Wookiee sound.
That's a chupacabra sound. Okay.
But yeah, on the other door, you do hear a gurgling sound, a wah, wah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Cool. Anyway, I need to not get carried away with that. But yeah, there is something on the other side. since you're like, he got like a terrible roll on his little stealth check I was doing, and you knocked and he started making a gurgling noise. You can tell this thing is it's a shorter creature, so it's small. It would be around your size.
Okay.
But there is something making alarming noises on the other side of the door.
Okay. Can I keep trying to open it?
Yeah. Roll the hit again.
18.
18? Okay, you hit it. So go ahead and roll damage one more time.
I roll a 4 again. Okay, so 6.
Okay, so you actually break the handle off this door.
Yeah! I'm gonna kick it open.
You're kicking it open, okay. So when you kick it open, you see how do I explain this creature? It is a short, goblin-looking creature, but it is completely covered in oil. Like, it's black, completely covered in oil, and the only thing that is different that isn't like this dark oil color is its eyes, which are yellow.
Okay.
But it is... What's up?
Can I ask it what it's doing here?
Yeah, go ahead.
What are you doing here?
So it starts like gurgling and talking, and I want you to roll a history check for me real quick.
I got a natural 1, so I'm gonna re-roll.
Oh yeah, you got that.
So
Gotta love being a halfling.
I got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20? Okay. So I'm gonna say you know that it is speaking Sylvan, which is basically a language that like druids, other fey creatures would be speaking in. So like some sprites and fairies know this language. You just haven't picked it up yet. Like you notice what it is, but it's like you can tell someone's speaking Spanish, but you don't know Spanish. You know?
Yeah.
But this is Sylvan. So he is trying to speak to you, but you're like he's.
Okay. So do I feel like it's not a threat based on this?
So, give me an insight, too.
Eight.
8, okay. 8, okay. I'm rolling like the same DC as you with my people. So he is trying to intimidate you, and I rolled an 8 for him, so he's like trying to be scary, and with your insight being able to pick that up, you're like, okay, so he definitely doesn't want us here, if that makes sense. So he's trying to ward you off.
Okay, can I roll intimidation on it and just say?
Sure, and I'm gonna say
I don't really want to say anything because he won't understand me likely.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna say that this thing isn't like right up close to you when you kicked open the door. Like he's still inside the cabin, but you just are trying to talk to him. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I got 21.
21. What are you doing to try and scare him?
I'm just gonna
or intimidate.
Just gonna jump at him.
So you like jump at him and you get that 21. Let's see how he feels about it. Okay, yeah, so you jump at him, you're just like, or whatever. And you see him, like, back up, and he like, waves his hand in front of him. And I want you to... Oh, gosh.
I have really high intimidation, so I enjoy using it.
Yeah. I want you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
13.
13? Okay. So, when he waves his hand, he's pretty far away from you, but it, like, you feel under you a puddle of oil, like, appear. And,
Uh-oh.
That puddle of oil, you can tell, was meant to, like, trip you or make you slip, but you catch yourself. You're like, oh, okay, not today. But this thing can summon oil.
I'm assuming that Tulane is next to me, right?
Yes, she's with you.
Okay.
But basically, this thing, like I said, it's still trying to ward you off, but it did try to trip you with the oil there.
Okay. I want to have her cast Chill Touch on him.
Chill Touch? Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll the hit with her.
I rolled a natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay. So that's definitely going to hit, and then go ahead and roll the damage for me.
D8. 6.
6 damage?
Do I double that because it was a natural 20?
Yes. Go ahead and double it.
So 12.
12. Okay. Okay, so after she does the chill touch and this hand pops up, the creature looks like it's struggling to like keep its form. It is definitely like an oily monster, but it's like struggling to keep like the oil on him. He's like, oh. Like definitely does not seem okay. So, in other words, he's bloodied already.
Okay. Do we need to roll initiative?
Sure.
I mean, I'm sure that we're gonna...
Yeah. We can roll initiative.
Okay, so I got a 12 for me.
Okay.
And a natural 20 again for Tulane.
Okay.
What the heck? I'm only using Tulane this round. Apparently she's just made of natural 20s.
Okay, so Tulane, I guess, has another turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna do Chill Touch again.
Mm-hmm.
And she got a 12 to hit.
12, so this creature sees a hand like come around to hurt him again, and he like ducks under it.
Okay.
And yeah, that's a miss.
Okay. Who's next?
Next is you.
Okay.
Or Beatrix. Not Beatrix, that's the wrong name. But Deidra, sorry. Why am I thinking it's a B?
I don't want to use any of my spells.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're all lightning.
I got you. Does Deidra have a herbalism kit? Or like proficiency with it?
She has her herbalism kit.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a roll. It can either be a... What do I want to do? Let's go ahead and do history or perception.
Okay.
And you can add that proficiency bonus from that kit for me.
$12.
Okay, I'm gonna say, like, the oil is definitely mixed with like a bunch of different stuff, but you're not sure. Like your hunch for it to be like flammable could be true or not. Like she's not 100% sure either way. Does that make sense?
Well, it's oil. Oil is flammable.
Mm-hmm.
How far away is he?
So I'm gonna say he's 10 feet inside the cabin.
Okay, so I'm just gonna walk up to him and hit him with my dagger.
Okay. So go ahead and roll the hit.
What do I add?
So there should be a dagger spot that just has the to hit on there.
15.
15, that definitely hits.
Okay. So 4. I got 4 again. Heck yeah. So 6 damage.
Okay, 6. This creature is dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, it poops into a puddle, if that makes sense.
That's what I assumed it would do. It's just.
And go ahead and give me an Arcana check real quick.
14.
14.
I'm not doing so good on my rolls this time.
I mean, 14 is a pretty good roll. Yeah, this creature definitely, you can't tell if it was just lured here because of the oil, or if it's literally the oil being, like, transformed because of, like, the Darkstone. Like last time, a lot of stuff gets changed by that. It's hard for you to tell, but you do know, because you knew it was talking Sylvan, you do understand that this thing could be a fake creature.
Yeah. That makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm. But it's like, did this thing come from the oil, or did it come from somewhere else to be with the oil, type of a thing?
Yeah.
It didn't really... You're not sure in that regard, but you do know it speaks Fae. The Fae language.
Okay. So, can I roll investigation to see if I can find anything to put the oil in here?
Yeah. So, go ahead and investigate.
I got a 15.
15. So you can find 2 flasks in this cabin. So metal flasks that are made to hold like oil.
Okay.
Other than that, the cabin has been filled, like, it has like a lot of footprints and things from this creature because it was made of oil. And it did summon like that one oil spot under you.
Yeah.
I will say with the 15, let me decide here. With the 15, you can deduce that this is not the only one of these creatures that was in this cabin.
Uh-oh.
So, if you're gonna get the oil, you can hurry or you can do what you want. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
There's evidence of more than one creature.
We're gonna just grab the oil.
Okay.
And start heading out.
So, when you walk, you have the flasks. The flasks are empty, so you will have to fill them. And there's just like, in that cylinder outside, there's like a spigot.
Yeah.
So it's like nice, self-explanatory, easy to fill them. So you do have now 2 flasks of oil. And we will call that good. Boom.
Yay!
But yes, what...
I feel like...
Go ahead, sorry.
I feel like that was a weird encounter.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't know anything. I feel like I'm just leaving really confused.
Yeah.
Maybe Jeanette will know more.
Mm-hmm. I got you. Boom, boom. But if you want to make your way back, you can make your way back.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So you go back. I'm assuming you... Actually, go ahead and give me a survival check for the way back.
Just to make sure... Oh, I rolled an 18, so I definitely think survival plus 2, so 20. 20.
Okay, so you make your way back, no problem, like tracking your way back. Go ahead and give me a perception, or past perception is, what was it, 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this oil gonna come to life?
Maybe, could be. You make it home fine. You don't notice anything out of the ordinary on your way home either.
Okay.
But you do get back to Huckleberry, and the smith is working in his shop.
Okay. So I'm gonna bring these up to him, and maybe he'll give me a crossbow.
So you give him the 2 things of oil, and he's like, oh, thank you. Ching, ching.
Okay. He gave him the oil. He said thank you.
Cool. And he actually he's like, speaking of oil, I just oiled the wood on this crossbow. So you would know that because you're proficient with the light crossbow, that when you oil the wood, it just like, basically after it rains or something, you should always do that just to make it so that it's like stays strong.
Okay.
And doesn't break and stuff. So he gives you a light crossbow that is halfling size, and he gives you 25 bolts. Or 15 bolts, pardon me.
Do you have staffs on the crossbow?
I can find some. I should know this by heart, but I don't. Oh, it's just going.
Going.
Crossbow. Boom, boom.
How many viewers did you have on your live last time?
I had like 8. Definitely not the same as you. So the crossbow. What's your dexterity?
+2? 14?
+2. So it's going to be your proficiency plus your dexterity to hit.
So +4.
Yep. The damage is going to be 1d8 plus your dexterity.
+2. Okay.
And that it also has a range of 80 feet /320. So within 80 feet, you don't have to roll at disadvantage. Past that, up to 320 feet, you can roll at disadvantage to hit.
Sweet. I'm so excited about that.
Cool. And it is a two-handed weapon. So you need both your hands to use it.
Okay.
Easy peasy. So the crossbow guy, or the smith there, is basically like, he's like, thank you so much for this oil. He's like, I am going to put it to good use.
I hope you do. It was a pain in the booty to get.
He's like, yeah, I was afraid to go in there last time I went, so. But yes.
Boom, boom. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the inn and, well, I'll just talk to Jeanette through the little hair thing. Hey, we're done with our quest. Where are you?
So Jeanette pipes in. She's like, I've been keeping tabs on the fisherman. He's at the inn again. It seems like he stayed there all night waiting for you guys. So, if we want to figure out how to get this what's it called? This metal carriage.
I think we should meet at the stable.
What's up?
I think we should meet at the stable.
She's like, okay. She's like, I don't really want to leave him. She's like, we can meet at the stable, but like, I don't want to leave him.
Should the three of us go fishing with him and get rid of him so you feel more comfortable to leave?
She's like, I don't feel like we could kill him though. She's like, I've seen him eat. Like, I know he eats people. You know.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know how.
You don't think all three of us together could?
She's like, I think we could if we somehow trapped him. But we would have to go set that up first.
Well, Tulane has a couple of spells. Do you feel okay leaving him here while we take the thing back, or do you want to stay here?
Wait, what are you asking? Sorry, I'm like...
So, if we go get this stone, are you going to be comfortable to leave him here?
She's like, I guess, like, out of sight, out of mind. Because I do want to be around the stone, but I have been, like, trying to make sure that it doesn't hurt anyone in here. But I guess if we leave with the stone, it's not my problem anymore. She's like, but while I'm here, I want to make sure.
Okay. Then Tulane and I will go to the stable, and we'll let you know when we have the carriage.
She's like, okay. Oh, goodness. So you go to the stable.
Okay. So what do we see there?
So there are 4 humans working at the stable. And they're just like doing like your typical stable work, like brushing horses, getting feed, things like that. Where you see the carriage is like stopped, because the metal carriage sticks out. Where you see all of these things stocked is basically just a big holding area for those things. So if you wanted to steal a carriage, you'd have to go over there, bring 2 horses to the metal carriage, and then hook them up and then leave with it.
Okay.
But there are 4 men chilling with their horses. Like humans.
So I'm gonna go up to the humans.
Okay. So there's one like working that's like got a ledger, who's obviously the one you'd go up to if you were like trying to purchase something.
He looks in charge.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say to him, I'm looking to borrow this carriage for a few weeks. Can we make a deal?
He's like, oh, you want to rent out the carriage? I don't know why all the humans talk like this now. But he's like, yeah, we can look into renting out the carriage. He's like, oh, which carriage were you looking to rent out? We got... And he starts to go over what carriages they have. So they do have just like a normal like get-around carriage. A typical like... Basically, like, if we were doing car terms, there's like the, typical passenger sedan, the bigger one, and then like the heavy-duty truck, right? Which is what the metal one would be. So there's 3 carriages.
Okay. So we're gonna say we need this heavy-duty metal carriage.
The metal carriage? He's like, okay. So typically what we charge for this carriage here, he's like, it's going to be 2 gold a day that you use it. On top of that, we make you pay a charge right from the get-go of 5 gold.
Okay.
He's like, also, where were you planning on taking the carriage, and what are you doing with it?
We're taking it to Helena?
Oh, Helena, I have no idea what that is, but yeah, where is that? Like, basically, he's just trying to figure out like where he wants to get your contact information just in case he needs to find you. He's just trying to get all his stuff in order. He's like, I can't have one of my men go with you. He's more skilled with like the horses and things. But okay. That's an extra charge as well.
Wouldn't that just take away the liability?
What you mean?
If you have one of your men come with us, you know it's gonna come back.
He's like, oh yeah, we like it's gonna come back. We're not worried about that. But what we are worried about is you being able to handle the horses.
What's the charge?
The charge for the man, it's gonna be another 2 gold a day.
So 4 gold a day plus 5.
Yeah. The 5 is just a cover charge. So that's just to get it off the lot. But
is there any way we could do a little bit of trade work for this as well?
Oh, what do you mean by trade work?
Are there any errands you need taken care of?
Oh yeah. Maybe we could pick up a shipment for us while you are using it. That could knock off a couple gold from the price, yeah.
How much gold?
He's like, if you go to our supplier, pick up some extra rings and hay for us, a couple things of feed, I'll waive the cover charge.
Okay.
She's like, okay. Did you want to roll a persuasion check? See if you can knock it down a little more?
Yeah.
Cool.
15.
15. Talking to him, he seems pretty adamant about the prices that he has.
What'd you roll?
A 17. But basically, he's like, yeah, we'll waive the cover charge if you pick up the feed and the what's it called? The bridles for us.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm talking to this out here.
So, can I have Tulane come up and say, that just seems like a lot of work only for 5 gold. So that's like another kind of persuasion thing.
Yeah, so I'll let you roll, basically, like, that would be like a help action, so I'll say, you can either roll for her to do her own persuasion, or you could do another roll on yours and just take the higher of whatever one you roll.
Do another one on mine?
Yeah, so you can either choose to do a roll for her or a roll for you. But if you roll and it's lower than a 15, it's just going to be the same.
Okay, well, I got a 19.
19?
Plus
okay.
whatever our... Mine's plus 2. I don't know what hers is.
Okay, well, we'll do it either way. That's going to be pretty good. So she's basically, she's like, that seems steep or whatever. He's like, all right. I'll let you take my man with you. We'll do the 2 gold a day and keep the cover charge. But we won't charge you for having the man go with you because he's doing the labor with you.
Okay.
He's like, sounds good to me. So,
okay.
So you hear him whistle. He's like, and one of the men runs up. He's like, walks up. He's like, sir. He's like, now you're gonna escort these 2 ladies on that journey to Helena, and then while you're on your way there, we're gonna have you guys pick up a couple supplies. He's like, are you okay with that, Matthew? And he's like, yes. He's like, yeah, I can do that. I could do that.
Okay.
He's like,
cool. That's gonna be easier than stealing it.
he's like, it's a 5 gold cover charge.
Okay, so I give him 5 gold.
Cool. So he's got his 5 gold. Matthew's basically like, all right, I'm ready. He's like, when are we planning on going? Or when are we planning on going?
Let's say tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning? He's like, I can get the horses ready real quick.
Okay.
He's like, all right. He's like, I'll get the horses that I like. Don't worry.
Perfect. Is it okay if we crash in the stable tonight?
In stable?
Yeah.
Are you asking him or the big guy, the boss man?
Him.
Him? Okay, he's like, hey, here's the thing. I got this place we can go and rest. You guys can go and rest in the rafters up there. Alright, there's a place up in the rafters you guys can go and rest. Nobody's gonna bother you up there. I take naps up there all the time. But yeah, if you want to stay the night up there, I can show you a way.
Okay. We'll have another one joining us as well.
He's like, sounds good to me. He's like, I might as well stay up there too, you know. He's basically like, we're all gonna leave in the morning, so I'll wait for you.
Okay. So I take my little tuft of hair and just say, we're at the stable. Meet us here tonight. We're going to stay here tonight and leave in the morning.
Cool. She's like, all right. I am, not Tulane, Jeanette. Jeanette, you hear Jeanette in your head, and she's like, all right, I'm warding a couple of people off from this guy again. she's like, I just don't know what to do. I think I'm gonna go. If I tell the guards here, like, first off, they're not gonna be able to fight him, so that's an issue. And then also, she's like, it's fine. I'll just meet you at the stable.
Okay.
She's like,
if it makes you feel better, we're gonna come back.
She's like, okay.
We'll come back.
She's like, that's fine.
We have to return the carriage anyway.
Oh, okay. Gotta bring this carriage back. She's like, okay, that sounds good. We'll see. So are you guys just gonna go? Do we want to skip to you guys going to sleep, or do you want to do anything in the town?
I don't think I want to do anything in town, so...
Okay. So, later that night, Matthew brings you up into the rafters. He's like, yes, and there's like hay up there. It's actually fairly comfortable. And you can get a good night's sleep up there. Jeanette ends up coming as well.
Okay.
And she's like in her disguised form, but she gets up the stairs into the rafters and she like turns to her normal self. She's like, okay, I guess we can stay up here.
Sweet.
And Matt's like, yeah, I'll make sure nobody like tries to, like, nobody's gonna come up here, but if they do, I'll just tell them to happen. So I'll be closest to this, but like he like kind of is closer to like where they would go to get up there.
Okay.
But we'll say you guys take a rest there. And in the morning, you wake up and Matt is actually already downstairs getting like all of the two horses ready, like set up to this or hooked up to this carriage. And he has like a couple. He brings like a little bit of food and stuff. And yeah, if you're ready to go, you guys can go.
Okay.
And he's basically like, where were we planning on going first?
We need to just start heading back to Helena. So.
Okay. So were you going to take the big stone with you?
Oh, yeah. So we need to go. We need to go down this cavern.
Okay. So we'll say you go there. Go ahead and roll for me. I don't want to do this. Just go ahead and give me a survival, and you can add proficiency for your land vehicles.
Okay, 14, 16, 18.
18? Okay. So as you're going through the trail that you took last time, it's not necessarily made for a carriage, but this thing is so durable that it's like getting through it pretty good. You know? As long as the trees aren't like close together, but you guys find a path pretty easily, and as you're going through, you don't end up getting stuck or anything. Like, you just like are good at like helping find the path. As you are walking through there, you do notice. Actually, let me see if you notice. You do notice one of these dark, oily creatures from before is hiding in the brush, or like in the foliage near the trail that you guys are going down. So basically, you're getting followed by one of these oil creatures.
Okay. We're just gonna keep going.
Okay. So as you get to the crater where the stone is, the crater opens up, and you can. It's actually big enough in there for you to bring the horses and the carriage.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. And so when you bring it down there, how do you want to load it?
All four of us. Okay. So, we're going to put the carriage opened right in front of the stone, and all four of us are going to try to push it together onto
the thing?
Yeah.
I got you. So give me, I guess, athletics rolls, or if there's another roll you can think of, you can use that too. But that's the first.
Athletics makes the most sense.
Yeah, that's the one that like pops into my head first. So.
Okay, so I got 17, 19 for me.
19, okay.
And then I keep pushing the wrong thing. And then for Tulane, we got 13.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to roll for the other two? Because I don't have their stats.
I'll roll for them. Okay. They both rolled terribly. I rolled 8 for Jeanette and a 9 for Matthew. So I'm going to say, like, you guys are having a really hard time pushing this thing. Matthew's like, dang, this thing is crazy. He's like, here, well, let's push the cart up. We'll keep the cart pushed up against it, but we should use the horses to pull it on.
I was just thinking that.
So he's like, I'm gonna try and rope some things around it. We'll see what we can do here. Let's just load it on there.
Okay.
You know. So he pulls out some rope and unlatches the horses. He basically ties a rope to the middle of it and more towards the top to like yank it on there. And then he let's see how well these things are here. Okay. So yeah, he ties 2 ropes to it and has the horses like hooked fastened to them, and they start to pull it, and the top starts to tilt down, and he's basically he already has the cart pushed up right against it, and he's basically like, okay, so we need to make sure this cart doesn't move because we want this to drag up onto it without pushing the cart away. So I need everybody to just try and hold this cart in place.
Okay.
While we pull it on here. So I'm going to have you and Tulane roll athletics to hold on to the cart. And then...
Okay, so I got a 16.
Okay.
And she got a 16. That was weird.
Cool. And Jeanette actually got a 13. So you guys you feel like you're doing a pretty good job of holding this thing all together anyway. And the horses are dragging on, and you just see Matthew walking around it, like kind of just trying to keep it steady the best he can. He's like being very cautious of how he's pulling this thing on. Yeah, and it ends up actually getting, like, it bends on, gets dragged up a little bit, and then just, like, it's like an egg rolling onto something, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, he's like, all right, we should fasten
these ropes to tie this down?
Yeah. So, he gets the horses all worked on there. Did you want to tie it down, Deidra?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, give me a couple sleight of hands, and you can go ahead and add your, that land vehicle bonus to tie it down to the carriage.
Okay. So, +4 or whatever. I rolled an 18 +4, so...
Okay, so you're feeling pretty good about how these are tied. This thing's tied in there. That being said, this thing is a giant stone. If you guys wanted to be in here, you'd probably want to. Basically, all of you are probably going to be riding in the front now, but you 3 can fit in the normal human spots pretty easy because you're so small.
Because we're teeny.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, there's a human guy riding on one side, and then where another human guy can fit, there's 3 halfling girls.
I mean, I guess one of us could ride on a horse, right? I mean...
Yeah, you can get on the horse if you want to, but it's all, like, connected to this thing as well. So, you can,
the horses seem like they're carrying it decently.
So as you walk out of the cavern, you're doing pretty good. Let me check something here. 5E. Draft horse. I really like talking like that tonight. It's gonna be fun. Okay. So both of these horses are walking out of the cavern. And so as you guys are walking out of the cavern where all the goblins were, you get to the very top of it, and this thing is like a pretty, it's got an incline to it, like coming out, you know. As you get to the top, one of the horses actually tips over.
What?
Yeah. And so it tips over and it starts to slide back, and the other horse is trying to like pull the this cart forward, but it's a heavy cart, and not only that, it has that heavy stone on the back as well. So it's trying to walk forward with this other horse that's fallen over, but it's like getting pulled down. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
can we all run up and try to lift up the horse?
Yeah. I'm going to have us roll initiative just so that we can have like, it's not like a battle, but it's just so we have like an order of how to. There's a sequence of events that's happening. Does that make sense? Like, I want you guys all to have like turns to try and catch this thing.
Okay, so mine's 18 and hers is 17.
Okay. I rolled a 6 for Matthew. And a 18 for Jeanette. And did you get an 18 as well, Amanda? Or Deidra?
Yes. I got an 18 and Tulane got a 17.
Okay. So we're going to do Deidra first, Jeanette next, and then Tulane, and then Matt.
We can't all try together?
What do you mean?
Like, all try to lift the horse together?
Yeah, you guys can do things together. It's just there's like a lot of sequences that will happen with this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you're trying to lift the horse? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So the horse fell. The other horse is like getting pulled back. So basically this whole rock and carriage is getting pulled back. It's not at like a fast rate. I would say it's probably 5 foot around right now.
Okay.
But
so
yes.
Can I have
But you're
Jeanette
first.
and Matt? Can I have Jeanette and Matt try to hold the try to like push it so that it's not rolling backwards?
So the back of the cart?
Yeah.
I got you. So remember, there is like a giant rock on this, so this thing is still extremely heavy even for them.
Yeah, but the horse is also pulling it, and then
That's true. So
us trying to lift the other horse. Just so it stays in place, not so that it's like...
yeah, I got you, just to stabilize it. So I rolled for Jeanette. She's got a 6, and she has a 0 on her athletics. So she's like trying to hold it, but she's still dragging back. And she's like really small, so yeah. I guess that makes sense. For Matt, he got a 10. So that is a 10 because he has 0 athletics as well. So Matt's trying to hold this up. He's doing a better job than her, but it's still like slipping. Basically, like they're dragging what they're trying. You get what I mean? Okay.
Well, I rolled a 16 for athletics, and Tulane rolled another natural 20, so 22.
Oh, so you guys are you all in the back trying to push it?
No, we're lifting the horse up.
Oh, you two are lifting the horse? Okay. So we'll say one of you grabs like the bridle for the horse, and the other one's just like pushing up under the front end of it. And with that natural 20, the horse definitely is back up.
Wait.
Boom, boom. But it is sliding. So...
Okay, so then me and Tulane will run to the back, and all four of us will start trying to push it forward again.
Okay. So... Okay, you do notice as you're like trying to push this, when you first push that horse up, that there was like an oil area under the horse, so that's what made it fall in the first place.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Made it slip. But yeah, you guys, after pushing the back, go ahead and give me athletics checks for those, for you two.
Okay, so I got a 17.
Okay.
And she got a 9.
And with both of those horses, both the horses are still standing in the back, so you guys have it stable now. So the actual carriage is doing, like, it's stopped. It's not moving. Does that make sense?
It's not sliding backwards anymore.
Yeah. You got it. So there was a little hiccup there, but it seems like you guys are fine.
Okay. So I'm going to... I saw this oil thing, right? Like, so I know where it is.
The puddle?
No, the oil dude that's been following us.
So you did see the dude following you on your way there. Right now, we'll see if you see him. Oh gosh. Sorry, it decided to close on me. There we go. So right now you see... Give me an investigation or perception check from you. Okay, so you actually see two of these things, and they're on opposite sides of the entrance of the cave.
Okay. So how far away are they from each other?
So from each other, they're about, I would say, 20 feet away from each other.
20 feet?
Yeah. So, like, the entrance of the cave is 20 feet apart, but, yeah, so they're 20 feet apart from each other. What am I saying?
Great. Okay, so I'm going to cast Witch Bolt.
Okay.
And try to hit one of them.
Okay, do you want to hit the one on the right side of the cavern or the left?
Let's do the left.
Left? Okay. And his dexterity save is... he got a 7, so he definitely failed.
Okay.
Or wait, do you need to roll to hit first?
I don't know. A beam of crackling blue energy bounces out towards a creature. Yes, I need to roll a hit. It says make a ranged spell attack.
Okay.
I rolled a natural 1, so I'm re-rolling.
Okay.
So I got a 12 plus my spell attack bonus, so 17.
17 hits.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll a d12.
Okay.
For damage. I got an 11. And then I'm also going to use my sorcery points.
Okay.
2 sorcery points to hit the other one as well.
Okay, so that first one is like bleeding. Go ahead and try and hit the other one.
Do I have to roll to hit that one?
Are you using the Witch Bolt on him again, or what's happening?
Yeah. I'm using the Witch Bolt again.
Okay.
So I'm doing Twin Spell.
So the Witch Bolt will stay out for 1 full minute once you cast it.
Uh-huh.
But if you use your action to do anything else, it like is weird. I don't know. So what I'm saying is, like, for the bonus action, I guess I'll let you move that. What am I saying? The original Witch Bolt. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can just.
So roll the hit again, because you're switching the target.
I rolled a natural 1 again, so I'm re-rolling.
Okay.
I rolled a 19, so that definitely
19
hits.
does hit.
And then I get 10 damage on him.
10. Got you. Boom. Okay, so next would be... They're both still alive. Next would be Jeanette.
Okay, I don't... You play for Jeanette.
I do have Jeanette's stuff. I was going to send it to you, but my computer did its thing. So Jeanette is going to use her Mind Sliver on the one that you originally tried to hit. So it needs to make a intelligence save, which I rolled a 19 for, so it passes that save. She is going to use one of her sorcery points to cast, what is that thing called? Her Cloud of Blades, I think. Oh my goodness, why don't I know the name of this spell? She's casting some swords.
Hey! My twin spell, sorcery points only cost 1, so...
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
As long as it's...
What?
So, did you twin spell it? Is that what you said you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's you can cast a single target non-self spell on 2 targets for 1 sorcery point.
Okay. Then you didn't even need to you still need to hit, but the redirection, I don't know what I was saying before, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, you're fine.
So she's casting a cloud of daggers. What does he need to do to get out of this? Save 8. Okay, he fails it, and he gets hit by a bunch of knives.
Wait!
44.
We're being followed by oilmen now?
Okay, so the one on the left side is dead. Jeanette. Next, it would be Tulane's turn.
Okay, let me see how many spells she has left. Okay, so she has 4. So, oh, it's a cantrip, so she can do it as much as she wants. So I'm gonna do chill touch on the other one.
Okay.
So, where's my d20?
Oh.
So I rolled a 16 plus 4, so that hits.
Yep,
right?
That does hit.
And then it's 1d8. Oh, that's a d4. Yay, 8.
8
damage.
Okay, how does that one die?
It just turns into a puddle of oil.
Okay. Both of these oil monsters are dead. So you're good to go.
Right. So we will continue on our journey.
Okay, so you walk out, or you guys get out of that area. Are you just going straight to Helena?
So I was thinking we could go pick up the stuff on the way back.
Uh-huh.
So that was my plan, was to go straight to Helena.
Okay, so it was did I say it was a 2-week journey on foot?
I thought it was a 1-week journey on foot.
That's what I was thinking. It was either 2 weeks or 1 week. I just didn't remember. So if it's 1 week,
I'm pretty sure it was 1.
But so you're definitely going to be able to get there a little faster too. So I'm going to say it takes you, if you travel for like the full day, it'll take you 4 days to get there, or 3.5, really.
Okay.
But you get to Helena.
Sweet.
What do you want to do with this stone?
I kind of want to ask my mom.
Okay. So you go to her and you're just like, "Hey, what do I do?" or whatever.
I have this magical stone that creates kind of chaotic magic and I want to keep it away from people and monsters. I kind of want to bury it.
So your mom's, like, thinking this over. She's like, well, we could bury it, but we should keep it in, like, an isolated area for the time being.
Which is why I wanted to bring it here, because it is a very isolated place.
Mm-hmm. She's like, I'm thinking we could probably make a big enough hole in the basement eventually. But while we wait, we can we should find a hiding spot outside. If we want to put it at that cabin that I fell at a month back, we could put it there just until we have the hole built. Then we can move it. Or if you can think of another place to put it, I'm all ears.
It's just very hard to move.
Yeah.
I was thinking we could put it at the spring because it's very well hidden. My only concern is that the pixies would get extra magical powers and possibly go crazy.
She's like, well, the main reason I don't want to leave it at the spring is because the sprites will mess around with it. I know they will.
I know they will too. They're a little mischievous.
Yeah, and I'm assuming you told her about, like, all the stuff that kind of happened with it, too?
Well, I mean, she knew we went there to get...
Yeah. But if you told her, like, the extra things, I think she would be extra cautious. If you didn't, I think she'd be fine to leave it in the spring, is what I'm trying to say.
No, I told her.
Okay.
I told her. So, what if we put it in the basement while we were building the hole in the basement so we didn't have to move it far?
She's like, yeah, we can move it to the basement. She's like, this thing is huge, though, and we should dig a hole today to get it into the basement area, and then we'll work on a bigger hole down there.
I agree.
She's like, so let's get everyone that we can to help with that.
Okay, so I'm gonna go grab Arya.
Okay.
As well, and then we have this human guy, and then Jeanette, my mom, and my aunt.
Okay. And we'll say that you guys working on it. How do I want to do this? Because I feel like digging's going to be a lot anyway. So you know that the pixies have a spell to change. They can change people's, like, shape and change them into animals. So if you wanted, like, to dig very quickly, you could get a couple of pixies to change basically you guys into, like, giant badgers or something to dig a hole.
Werewolves?
Well, no, not werewolves. Different. You can't be changed into a shape changer, but you can be changed into a badger.
Okay, so let's do that.
Okay, so you guys all get turned into giant badgers from your pixie friends. And you guys can dig this hole within a day to get it to basically to the basement.
Okay.
So you guys work on digging a big enough hole to get to the basement. With your burrow speed, you guys do it in way faster than you normally would have done it. But it's in the basement. We'll say you breach the wall and you just basically back in the stone with the ropes and things. You have a Darkstone in your basement now. We'll say you guys take the rest of the day to put the dirt back up where you, like, took it from on the side of the house. Unless you want to build, like, a cellar thing there, which I guess you could talk to your mom about.
Yeah, we might want to, but I don't really want anybody else to even think about having access to this stone.
Okay, so it's like something you guys can talk about later, but right now you're just putting the dirt back in.
Okay.
So yeah, your aunt, your mom, all your friends, and a couple of the pixies help you guys do this. All the dirt is back to the level it was when you first got there.
Yay.
And you have a giant 8-foot Darkstone in your basement.
That's awesome.
But yeah, you have a Darkstone in your basement.
This could be useful later on.
Mm-hmm. And I'll say, since you got the Darkstone back to your house, that will mean you're leveled up for next time. Next time we'll level you up.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So I think we should start heading to the supplier for this.
Okay. And this is on the way back. It really wasn't far from Huckleberry. It was really just outside of the town. There's like a farm there. So you go, you get the feed, the bridles and things that this person had for them. Matt is riding with you. Let me check something. Okay, so on your way back, you're not too worried about anything. Everything's going pretty smooth. You guys have been there back and forth already, so you know the way. But yeah, you make it back to town, no problems. You do notice on your way in, though, the fisherman that was taking people that, what's her name, Jeanette was protecting people from. You see him walking on the road, and he like walks up to, he sees you guys in the carriage, and he's like, "Oh, hey, did you guys still want to go to my fishing spot?"
We just say, "Sorry, we've been really busy. We haven't had the chance to go fishing."
We're like, "I figured. We were supposed to meet up the other night, but I guess you guys got held up. It looks like you left town."
We did.
He's like, "Well, I look forward to fishing. There's flying fish there. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it."
We'll come back.
He's like, "Okay." He's like, "I don't know how long I'm gonna be in town."
Okay.
He like walks off into the woods with his fishing pole. And let me see here. Okay, you look at Jeanette, and she looks really unsettled after seeing him.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's more than like the cautious, like she's cautious of him and is worried about him. Like she looks like sickly after seeing him. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, you guys go back to the stable, and Matthew unlocks some things, and he's like, "Okay," and you meet up with the boss man, and he's like, "All right, 8 days journey, that's going to be 14 gold."
Okay. So I give him 14 gold. You have my pencil.
I got you. Do you have 14 gold?
Yeah, I had 40.
Oh, okay. Good to know. Cool.
We got 30 from that one thing and like a whole bunch of copper.
Oh yeah, I got you. I don't even remember, but yeah, he gives you pay him the 14 gold. He's like, "Thank you for your service." He's like, "Matthew, another job well done. Thanks for the feed." No, that's the wrong voice. That's the fisherman's voice. I got to do the other voice now.
Thanks for.
Thank y'all for the feed.
He's like a racist man's voice.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Thanks for the feed. Y'all are such good customers. I do declare.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you pay him. The carriage is back. The horses are fine. And do we want to call it there?
Yeah. Let's say we do another rest in
the rafters
stable. Yeah.
Okay. Also, while you're up resting in the stables or whatever, Jeanette tells you, she's like, hey, so I can read people's minds sometimes. She really does have a spell that can read people's minds. And she basically is like, so he ate someone while we were gone.
I was very afraid of that happening. I think that this is something that we need to take care of.
She's like, yeah, I don't want to. She's like, I'm scared of him, but I can't just have him out here, and I don't want to leave him.
I think we should go fishing with him tomorrow.
She's like, we should come up with a plan on how to actually...
We'll come up with a plan.
He's really strong, and I don't want to die.
I don't think any of us want to die, but I know that none of us will be able to sleep at night knowing that he's out there.
Yeah. Did you bring Tulane back with you, or did you bring... Is it just the same group of people is what I'm asking?
Can I say I brought both of them back with me? Like, Arya and Tulane?
Arya and Tulane?
Because Arya was helping us with the hole and everything.
That is true. Yeah, you guys we can say that you probably told her about what was going on with the guy, and she decided to come with you.
Okay.
So we'll say you have all of your ladies with you. Next time I'll actually give you Jeanette's stat block too, and then you can fight with all 4 of them. So that'll be fun. But
all 4? Is there only 3 of us? Oh no, there's 4 of us.
So there's you and then 3 other ladies.
Yeah.
So
we're really building a sisterhood here now.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we'll go ahead and end it there. Is there anything you want to do before we end, though?
No.
Okay. How do I end these things? I forget. Yeah, we'll end it there. Thanks for watching. Again, we do this every Tuesday on TikTok live at 7:30 Mountain Standard Time. I also post our videos to YouTube every Monday. It's just under my name on YouTube, so Zach Munford. Boom, boom. There's also a link. I actually put a link tree in my description now, and we could probably, if we want to, I'll talk to you about that later. But yeah, we have those videos up on YouTube every Monday. So thanks for watching, and we will play again next week.
See you next week.
Peace out.
Bye.